Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or maybe even good evening if you're watching this late at night on YouTube. But whatever time of day it is for you, thank you for being here with me. My name is Jill Pulowski, and I work at Vitalia in Strongsville, Ohio. This is our weekly meditation class. Hopefully you've joined us before and you know the drill or what meditation is about. But if you haven't, I'll just give you a little brief description on meditation and why we are here each week. Whether you believe in one thing or another, it doesn't really matter. Meditation is for everyone. It's just a time to find peace and quiet in your mind and in your heart, and maybe help you kind of relieve some stress, some worries that have been on your mind, or to ease any physical tension in the body. So that is our main goal, is just to allow ourselves to find some peace. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about happiness. So what do you think about when you think about happiness, or what makes you happy? For everyone, it's probably something different. Some people are happy being with their families, going on vacations. Some people are happy buying things, having a big house, having a boat, having a fancy car. Some people think of happiness as just having peace in your heart and in your mind, finding that little bit of soul purpose in life. To me, happiness is puppies. Puppies, puppies, and more puppies. Every time I see any kind of animal, as a matter of fact, it just brings me joy. You want to go up and pet it and kiss it and snuggle it, and that is a small moment of happiness. But how do we stay happy every day? You might have heard on different things, maybe in books or podcasts or on TV, that happiness is from within. It comes from within, and it cannot be given to you from external things. People can't make you happy. Material things can't make you happy. It is what is inside of you. And yeah, I believe that too. But I also believe other things can make us happy, even if it's just temporary. It doesn't matter if we find happiness that stays with us or happiness that is just there for a short period of time. What's important is that we have those small moments where we can find that peace and happiness within us or within our day. So today we are going to kind of meditate on that, what happiness looks like. It might look like a color, a place, a person. It might look like yourself. You might see something that is internally instead of externally. So we're going to see what comes up for you today and what happiness looks like in your heart and in your mind. Before we begin, let's allow our bodies to release some stress and tension with a little bit of movement. So find a nice seated position in your chair. We want to make sure both feet are flat on the floor, that our spine is pulled up nice and tall and we're not slouching down in our chairs, so find some nice posture. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. And once we find that nice position, let's find the breath. So a very important part of our practice and in our lives is breathing. So it's going to calm the nervous system, it's going to lower the blood pressure, it's going to allow you to relax. So relaxing the shoulders, starting from the belly, take a deep breath in. And take a slow breath out. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Good, deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And breathe it out. Good. We're going to bring our hands up to our shoulders and pretend as if you were holding something in your hands. And we're just going to raise the arms up and pull them back down. So only lift the arms up as high as it feels good for you. So they might just stay really low, and that's okay. And then we bring them back down just to get some movement in the shoulders. Move them up and down a couple times. Feel the shoulders and the elbows loosening up. Good. And come to center. Keep those elbows into your rib cage and then just lift them up like chicken wings. A couple times here. Feel a nice stretch through the bicep. Good job. And then with the hands at your chest, go ahead and send the arms straight out and back in. Again, bending those elbows, kind of like pushing and pulling. And when you push back, pull the elbows back so you feel a stretch as the shoulder blades come together. Warming up that upper body. All right, good job. Shake it out. Hopefully you feel some warmth and some blood flowing to the joints and the muscles. And bring the hands up, and we're just going to let the wrists loosen here. Give a couple circles left and right. My wrists sound extra cracky today. Good. And then a couple times with the fingers. Make sure we're bending the thumbs. Loosen up those hands. We can hold a lot of tension here. Good job. Shake it out, and then let the hands rest on your lap or on your chair. So now that we have warmed everything up, we warmed up the body with the breath, we warmed up the muscles a little bit in the upper body, the arms, the hands, we're going to settle in and let everything rest. So with your feet still flat on the floor, lose that perfect posture. Maybe we lean back in our chair a little bit. Maybe the shoulders are touching the edge of the chair. If you have a high back to your chair, your head might lean back to relax. So whatever makes you feel most comfortable and most relaxed in this moment, go ahead and find that position in your chair. Let your whole body start to kind of melt into your seat. Melt in and get comfortable. Feel the back of the body supported. Feel the feet supported on the ground. Let your shoulders relax back. And then let your face relax. Take apart the teeth in the mouth. Relax your jaw. Let your eyes gently close. Relax the face, the shoulders. And sink in and start to just pay attention to your breath. Slowly breathing in and out without any forced effort. Inhaling, exhaling. And let each breath slowly sink you deeper and deeper into this place of relaxation. And feel each muscle in your body relaxing. Feel the chattery thoughts in your mind relaxing, and letting go of any chaos that's swirling in the mind. Once you've found this place of peace and relaxation, begin in your mind to visualize some form of happiness. What comes to mind when you think of happiness, and what makes you happy, or what looks happy? And start to bring that to your mind. Maybe it's a person or many people. Maybe it's you alone. Maybe it's something that you love, or something that you wish you had. It could be something as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee, or something as exuberant as a vacation in Venice. So begin to think of your happiness. The first thing that comes to mind without trying too hard. What are you picturing? And once you have that one thing set in your mind, begin to notice every detail of that experience. What are you doing? What are you looking at? And then how do you feel? What does that happiness feel like? And then think about why it makes you happy. Think of all the significance of this moment and how it's bringing you joy. Regardless of what that first thing was that came to your mind, I want you to switch and go to the most exciting thing that has or would make you happy. The biggest thing that you can think of. Maybe it's something that costs a lot of money. Maybe it's something that we will never achieve. What is it that you think, if you could have, or could have again, would make you so, so happy? And begin to visualize that. The biggest thing. And once you see that, again, start to look at every little detail of that moment. Feel every feeling of that moment. And feel it deeply in your heart, the happiness and the joy that this big, exciting thing has given you. And stay here for a moment and sit with this feeling. Once you've been here for a moment, just really feeling all the significance of this moment of happiness, this big thing in your life or in another lifetime. Start to now think about the smallest thing that makes you happy. Maybe it's just hearing the birds chirping outside every morning when you wake up. Maybe it's that cup of coffee or watching the sunset. In your mind's eye, begin to visualize the smallest, insignificant thing that brings you happiness, that makes you smile, that fills you with joy. Once you've brought that to mind, begin to see every detail of that moment, every little thing. And reflect on all the feelings that you have in these small moments. Sit and take in every single moment of this small moment. As you sit here feeling that pure happiness and joy in your heart, start to evaluate the 3 things that you thought of today. The first thing that came to your mind when you thought about happiness. The big, exciting moment of happiness and joy. And the little insignificant, everyday moment of joy. Think of all 3. And feel deeply in your heart which one matters the most. Which moment is true happiness and true joy? Which moment brings you the most peace? And as you sit here and feel all the feelings of that most important moment, Allow yourself to look a little deeper into your heart to know what matters the most to you. If it's the most simplest moment of happiness, know that you can find that every day. You can find it in the sunshine. You can find it in the cup of coffee. You can find it in the conversation with friends. And if you chose the most exciting, big, gigantic moment of happiness and the biggest thing that you could think of, then that is a goal. It's something to reach for. And once we think about that every day and how we can get to that moment, if it's the first thing that came to your mind, maybe that is the most important. If that's the one you thought of first, maybe that's what you need. Or you need to pay more attention to, or you need to be more grateful for. Take a few more moments to feel all the feelings, as long as the feeling is joy and happiness. See the moment, feel it all around you. Feel it within you. And take it all in. You feel that peace in your heart and in your mind as you experience happiness and joy. Begin to bring your attention back to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Filling your whole self up and letting the breath leave. Invite small movements into the body by wiggling the fingers to wake up the hands. Wiggling your toes inside of your shoes. Letting your head gently rock from side to side. And then very slowly begin to make your way back to that nice posture in your seat. Sitting up tall, feet flat on the floor. Finding that nice long spine. Together, let's take a deep breath. Filling from the belly to the throat, inhale. And throat back down to the belly, exhale. Thank you all for joining me today. remember that we try to look for those moments of happiness in our day. Or if we're just feeling those moments of happiness and we're just a normal, happy-go-lucky person, maybe we remember them and how insignificant those little things that can be that make us happy each day. Maybe it's waving to our friend across the hall. Maybe it's taking a ride someplace. Maybe it's enjoying delicious food. These small little things that can bring joy and happiness to our lives every day. And then when we look at the big picture, something very extreme that will bring us ultimate happiness, or so we think. That cruise ship, the Mercedes cruising down the road, the lavish vacations, maybe sitting by the pool, being fanned by a leaf and eating grapes. Will that happen? It could. But is that what true happiness is? Or is it just something that we can dream about or we can hope for that will bring us temporary happiness? Whatever and wherever your happiness comes from, let it be in your mind, in your heart every day, even if it's just for a moment. Begin to recognize all the things that bring you joy. Thank you so much for being with me today. Continue this feeling of joy and happiness as you move out into the rest of your week. And we'll see you next time.